Welcome to No Cover Music Magazine. I'm your host, Tim O'Brien, here at American Guitar Boutique in Phoenix City, Alabama, where we're happy to showcase and spotlight local musicians and artists. Welcome to this week's episode of No Cover Music Magazine at American Guitar Boutique, 707 13th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama. We are back with my friend, Mr. Wayne Veal. Not only is an extraordinary guitar player and one of my favorite musicians in town, but we want to talk about what you've got going on because I'm pretty excited about what you're trailblazing here in the future, and I know that you want to tell the people about it. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tim. Good to be here.
Life's never too short, never gets long enough for change, huh?
That's true. This is true.
Tell us a little bit about what you got going on, and then I'm going to have lots of questions for you, and we're going to intervene some great guitar picking in the middle of all of it.
All right. About 6 months ago, a group of friends of mine and myself started a local ministry. It's a church, but it's more than that. You know, Jesus was all about giving of himself in so many different ways. And the scripture says it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And we started Restoration House Ministries, and it only has two purposes. One is to get people together to worship the Lord Jesus Christ, and the other purpose is to reach out to the neighborhood, the community, and help those that are in need, whether it be physically or spiritually or financially. So we are just having a really good time. We've been able to help some families that were desperately in need because of physical problems. One was an accident on a four-wheeler. We was able to help a family where a child was hurt real bad. One was a child who is still in Eagleston Hospital in Atlanta. We've been able to help that family. Another is a gentleman who had prostate cancer. His family is very poor. We were able to reach out and help that family. And that's what we really want to do. I believe that Jesus came to restore that was broken. And our people believe that he came for that reason. So we are a non-denominational group. We have no membership, and I know that might sound strange, but whoever comes in is welcome to worship with us regardless of what their belief is. We just preach Jesus Christ and give and reach out to other people that are in need.
You know, in today's day, the world today, that's a beautiful thing. I think caring and giving starts within the community, and I'm pretty proud to know you and know that you guys are doing this kind of thing. I'm sure there's a lot of dynamics besides just getting together and helping somebody out to make it all work and stuff. But you guys have a building that you worship out of, and
yes, we do. We have a building on Highway 280, almost up to the flea market. The Lee County Flea Market is on the right-hand side, going toward Opelika. Actually, it's the last building before you get to the service station at the flea market,
okay.
And that's where we worship. We have a service right now at 10:30 on Sunday morning, and we're planning in the near future a midweek service, so that'll come very soon. But anyone that would like, we'd love for you to come out and visit with us and have a good time in the Lord. And those that have really needs, we can't help everybody because our money is limited at the time.
You're not looking to buy somebody a new set of tires for their car.
No.
You're looking to help people that are in serious need of emergency help.
Right. There are so many different charities, and they all do so good. We have really good charities right here in this Columbus area, and we're not trying to duplicate what anybody else is doing. We will not have a food bank because there are food banks, but we give toward those food banks to help them. We will not have a clothes closet. We're presently giving on a regular basis to the Valley Rescue Mission, which I think is one of the best ministries around. And right now we're limited because of funds to just people with emergency situations like house fires or sudden accident and death of a family that puts them in financial straits, and those kinds of things, you know, that we can do.
You were telling me about potentially recording a new CD and using the funds from that, or any money that may generate to go towards the cause of what you're doing. Just put it out there. Wayne was telling me about his recording idea that he has, and of course, I think as as a community, we if anybody has a top-of-the-line recording studio, or there's something that you want to donate your time and energy to helping this project move forward, you're currently, I know that you told me you're putting together some music and you've got a band ready to go, but you probably use a place to go and record that disc, I'm assuming.
Well, I've actually already found a place to record, and that hurdle is behind me, so I have that. I'm putting my band together now. I've got a lot of musician friends around here that I've played with over the years, and periodically we get together and just play, and because we're so used to one another, and so that's what we're going to do again. And I'm going to make a CD of old-time hymns, just hymns of the church, and it will be to give away for anybody that wants it, and whoever wants to give a donation can do that. It's just a means to bless people in a couple of different ways. They can maybe be inspired by the music and also be inspired by giving to a need that's worthy.
Here at the music store, and this might sound selfish, but here at the music store, once a quarter we try and do a thing to help raise money for our local food shelf right down the street. And I got to tell you, it's a lot of work and everything, but for me, the satisfaction of knocking on the door and unloading a couple 100 pounds worth of food unexpectedly is got to be one of the best feelings that I have. And I'm sure you helping families in need, even though there's crisis going on and stuff, it's got to be a really good feeling to be able to help people out when they need the help. That's a blessing on their behalf from you.
It is. It's a really good feeling. I got a letter just this week from a family that we helped. I mentioned the baby that's in the hospital, a two-year-old baby in the hospital in Atlanta. They don't know at this point where the baby's going to live or where the baby's not going to make it. But the letter was so good. It was 2 pages, and it was such a thankful letter. And this child really needs to be prayed for and really needs to be, thought about and helped as much. The gist of the letter was, we thank you and your group for giving to help the parents be able to make the trip and to stay. They're staying at the Ronald McDonald House, but they still have to eat. They still have to buy gasoline and so forth. And he's lost his job because of the situation, being with the child. So
it's a shame that the employer wouldn't be a little more understanding.
Yeah, well, I think it went on for a pretty good long time, and but those kind of things is really what we're looking for, to reach out to people who can't help themselves.
Well, there's a lot of places to go and worship, but there's not a lot of places to go when you're really in desperate need of help, or just sometimes just need someone to lean on.
That's right, absolutely.
And to me, that's one of the human beauties of a community and stuff.
Right.
So I'm sure you guys have some contact information if somebody's interested in helping with the CD, wants to get a copy of the CD, wants to make any donations, or knows of somebody in desperate need of help. I'm sure you have contact information. Someone can reach out and find you on a...
Yes, we have a post office box. It's Restoration House Ministries, and it's Post Office Box 693, Smith Station, Alabama, 36877. And we also have an email address if you'd like to send us an email and ask questions or to make a comment or whatever. That email is wehelpothers@aol.com.
We don't normally get into different things like charities. Our primary thing is music, but the beauty of what you're doing is helping people with your music and your ministry. So that's a fantastic thing. You've been having a church for a long time, so this is kind of stepping out of your regular scene. And
yeah, it is.
You like it?
I do. I think I feel better maybe than I felt in many, many years. Matter of fact, when we started, I said, "Don't call me pastor, call me chaplain." And I'm willing to go and pray or counsel with anybody that has a spiritual struggle. That's the really biggest need that people have, is the spiritual struggle.
Well,
and so that's what we're about. We have a group of people who love the Lord and who want to pray with people and encourage people, and that's just what we're all about.
Sometimes when something catastrophic happens to your family, the question is why, and sometimes that spiritual healing is just as important as
Yes, it is.
financial or anything. But,
Yes, it is.
Wayne's been if you haven't seen the show that Wayne was on before, you have a great story of your own that I recommend you file back through these old No Cover Music Magazine shows and look up Wayne's personal testament of music, and but that's a great thing too. I'm really happy to have you here. I know we got a lot of music to inject in this interview and everything else, but please, this is our local community, and if you can help or have anything that you can contribute to the cause, please stand up and let us know. So tell me a little bit about the music that you're going to record. I know you said old time hymns and stuff, all instrumental?
Yeah, it will be all instrumental. I got the idea from a funeral director, actually. I walked in the funeral home one day to a funeral for a friend of mine, and my wife said, "Do you recognize anything?" And I was listening, and I said, "That kind of sounds like me." And I found out the funeral director was playing my CD, and actually all the tunes on there I didn't think was really good funeral music, but he likes to play it. And so I thought, I'm going to just make a CD of nothing but just old-time hymns of the church. And I've got a vision of the little church that I pastored down in South Alabama for about 6 years, out in the country, way out in the country. When the last big snow came through Alabama, it covered that place up in snow, and it's the most beautiful picture. I did take a photograph of it. I'm going to put it on the front. It's a little chapel in the snow, and I'm going to call the CD Hymns That Warm the Heart.
Oh, I like it. I like it. My partner here at the music store, Mike Childry, has volunteered his upright bass skills, I believe, for your disc. And you said your son's going to be playing drums?
My son will be playing drums. He just don't know it yet. I haven't asked him yet, but
this is the,
sure
the cast call.
Yeah. Elmer Collins, who is a tremendous piano player here in town, is going to play piano and keyboard for me. And I haven't put together the rest of the musicians yet, but I'll have a rhythm guitar and maybe one or two other instruments.
I'll tell you, the last CD that you gave us here at the store, every time we play it, anybody in the store says, "Wow, who is that?" And they expect us to say Chet Atkins or, some worldly famous guy, and we say, "Oh, it's Mr. Veal. He lives right up the road." And nobody can believe it, but I do, because we have a lot of talent in our backyard. There's a tremendous amount of talent everywhere you go, really, in the country. But we're lucky. We got some really great musicians.
There is a lot of talent in this area, a lot of very good talent. I love playing guitar, but there are better guitar players than me that live in this town.
Yeah.
They really are, yeah.
So we're looking forward to hearing the CD. I'm sure I can get a little spot to where I can let you guys know when it's recorded and make sure and get a copy of it. You won't be disappointed. Wayne, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on, and thank you, and God bless you for everything that you're doing.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you having me down, and God bless you and your store.
Thank you. No Cover Music Magazine, Phoenix City, Alabama. Check us out.